Do you want to start the next episode?
What do you want to do? What do you want to record a show? What do you want to talk about an episode? All right, we are back finally because I just took a long break. You guys heard none of that. But I just took a very long break because I had to get
We're good at organizing comments, guys.
We're good at doing our show.
We're good at it. We're just not good with organizing comments.
All of that was a lie. So anyway, so we are back with episode 14 of Guardian Called Season 1, Bottomless Pit. So it's about a bottomless pit.
This is like nothing like I expected.
Oh, really?
Look, when you hear an episode of Bottomless Pit, you think it's gonna be like stuff comes out of the bottomless pit, or you're trying to discover what's in it. If there's a bottom, that was nothing like what I thought it was gonna be.
But like, in a good way or a bad way?
Like, I don't know. Like, I still think it's kind of one of those like blech episodes, but it wasn't as like blech as like the other ones.
Right.
I feel like I like saying blech instead of meh now, but. I don't know. I liked it. I don't know if it's like up there, but like I just was like kind of surprised. I thought
this one was kind of fun.
It was fun. It was like silly, and it kind of I don't know why, but like this like seems like something that happens a couple times in cartoons. Like for some reason I was thinking of like not an old Simpsons episode, but like a season like 17 I think episode.
Right.
I'm not a big Simpsons person, but like I know I've seen this episode before, where it was like a Valentine's Day episode, and they got stuck in the tunnel of love. I think because Bart played a prank. I don't remember. And then they're telling like these like romance stories from like history and not history.
Okay.
Because they do like Bonnie and Clyde. That's not even the weird one. The weirdest one's the last one because they do Sid and Nancy.
Oh.
where like they like space and Nancy's Lisa, and then Sid's the one who goes like ha ha.
Yeah, is that Nelson?
No, maybe.
Oh, this is bad. We can't include this. We're blanking over Simpsons characters. That's awful.
I'm not a big I like the Simpsons, but not my favorite. Anyway, but like it's like literally that, and then they eat a lot of chocolate.
Yeah, it's Nelson.
Nelson?
Yeah.
Okay. But they eat
right.
And they eat a lot of chocolate.
Okay.
That's how I learned about Sid and Nancy.
Interesting.
Anyway. So it kind of reminded me of that, of just like people are stuck in a place and then they just like make a bunch of stories.
Telling stories, yeah.
Because that's like literally the episode.
And that's it. That's the episode. I feel like these were just like ideas for episodes that just didn't make it to full episodes, so you just had to make them like they just threw a bunch of them.
Well, like I think I don't know if the Stan story was an episode. Because that was just kind of...
Well, yeah, that's
the one that doesn't really matter.
That was humor.
But most of them, like, they're kind of, like, they're just, like, vignettes. Like, I don't know if they'd actually work as, like, a full-length episode.
Right.
So...
Yeah, there are probably things that probably got axed in the writer's room, but then came back up.
But I think, like, these are probably things that should have been axed. Because, like, they don't make good, like, 22-minute episodes.
Full-length episode. I agree. All right, so let's actually get started with a synopsis.
So they fall in the bottomless pit.
And that's it. That's the episode. We did it. We figured it all out. That's a little more than that, though.
Next one, Bottomless Pit.
Bottomless Pit.
Am I concerned? Should I be concerned?
I don't think so.
In this land of ours, there are many great pits.
Or maybe you should.
But none more bottomless than the Bottomless Pit, which, as you can see here, is bottomless. So long, Mystery Shack suggestion cards.
Goodbye, creepy love letters from little Gideon. Ugh, die! Die!
What are you doing?
Throwing stuff, dude. Everyone's doing it.
Whoa. What is that?
What you got there, Mabel?
It's just my personal box of mysterious secrets.
Grunkle
Stan, no!
Almost.
I did not foresee this happening.
Oh, is it going to be like, remember like when they were falling in Spy Kids 2? And they're just like, they're falling for a long time, and then like it's so long, they're just kind of like, meh. And then even though they're not falling, they're just like, how does Spy Kids 2 go again?
It's been a long time since I saw Spy Kids 2.
Or Spy Kids 1.
Or any of the Spy Kids.
I haven't seen Spy Kids 4.
I didn't see that one either.
I feel like we shouldn't.
But let's salvage the memories we have.
They're not even that good movies.
They're not, but I appreciate them.
They made you think you could be a spy one day? You want to be a spy?
Not really.
Yeah.
So we actually have heard of the Bottomless Pit before. It was mentioned very briefly in a previous episode, and I probably have it here when I scroll down to the trivia. But it was just a comment that Dipper makes to Robbie. It's like, hey, why don't you just go jump in the bottomless pit? It turns out the bottomless pit is actually a real thing that exists in Gravity Falls naturally. And everyone
Don't be surprised.
just uses it to just throw things that they don't want anymore away. So Stan has a bunch of Gravity Fall Mystery Shack suggestion slips. He just chucks them all in there. And then Mabel has this chest of like...
She also had love letters from Gideon.
Oh, yes. First she gets her the love letters from Gideon, which, fair. Get rid of those. Then she has a box of like deep, dark secret stuff that she just tosses over there. And then through no other reason other than the plot requires it, they fall into the bottomless pit.
Well, there's a windstorm.
That just comes up for absolutely no reason.
It doesn't actually.
It's, yep, it's like, oh, we got something in the forecast today. It's a plot. Watch out. Stay inside, everyone.
For the plot.
For the plot.
And they fall into the bottomless pit.
Right, so we have, it's Dipper, Mabel, Stan, and Soos all fall into the bottomless pit. And it's just like a big black hole that they're just falling in and just falling in.
And then it's like Spy Kids 2 at that one point.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like it was science. It was Steve Buscemi science.
Steve Buscemi science.
Dude,
yes.
there was like, because I really watched them. There's like that one weird line that Steve Buscemi says in Spy Kids 2 where he's like, do you think God stays up there because he's afraid of what he created?
Do you think God stays in heaven?
I don't want to get philosophical in a fucking Spy Kids movie.
That's such a deep line. I love it.
I mean, Steve Buscemi said it, so it's fine.
So it's fine. Yes. So, but while they're here in the bottomless pit, they're kind of bored, so they decide to start telling some stories. So everybody tells tales of different things that they have encountered, in their time over at Gravity Falls. So each of these vignettes has a title, and it's a different character telling them.
Yeah.
So, anyone want to scream some more?
They going to
We're gonna
Wonderland?
land on something eventually. Could be any second now.
No, but it's a bottomless pit.
Well, it looks like we're down here for the long haul. Who wants to see some card tricks? Ta-da!
This must have been easy to animate.
Come on, Dipper, you can do better than that.
Fine. I'll tell you a story. A story I'd like to call voiceover.
Ready?
Wait, are they just in a bottomless pit, but it's story time?
It's story time. Story time. Story time.
It's just story time in a bottomless
Pig
pit.
before?
I'm not gonna answer that question. Guys!
It's so
Bit
stupid.
by a snake! I need you to get me to a hospital. Are you saying my voice cracks? My voice doesn't crack.
Dude, no offense, but it
Yeah,
cracks
he's
so
a
much
30-year-old man. What are you talking about? Or man in his 30s.
My name's Dipper Pines. Pines.
Fine.
Nice to meet you. Pines. Do I really sound like that?
Oh, here comes my favorite part.
Stop it, guys!
Aw, poor
Give me
Dipper.
that.
Everybody makes fun of him. I'm kind of feel bad for Dipper a bit. I mean, he's an idiot.
Yeah, sometimes he deserves it, but sometimes he doesn't.
Come here! Follow me into this dark, dangerous alley!
Stranger
Lately,
danger.
I've been a tinkerizing with the voice alter and tonic on account of my horrifying voice!
It is horrifying.
You can run!
Traumatized?
But I'll still be in your
Traumatized.
nightmares!
This will really fix my voice? Thanks.
You know what'll also fix it? When you're done puberty.
Come aboard and you'll sound like a new man!
So the first one is called Voiceover. It's a story that Dipper tells about the time where everyone was making fun of his voice for being squeaky and prepubescent.
It's kind of made me feel bad about for Dipper, because Dipper does some dumb stuff and we kind of make fun of him also, but people do make fun of him for the fact that he's not
He's
that.
just like a 12-year-old.
You know what's funny? I don't really want to get too deep with this.
Just do it.
They make fun of him because he's not he's either going through puberty or not like a stereotypical man.
Mm-hmm.
They make fun of him for that. Yeah. And he keeps kind of having to learn the lesson that it's okay the way he is.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad because it's okay the way he is, but people still make fun of him for
Right, we've already had 3 episodes about this topic.
I mean, luckily this is just a vignette. This is just a vignette, so it's fine. But I kind of feel I'm starting to feel bad a bit for Dipper.
Right.
Even though he does do some dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Exactly. So yeah, everyone's kind of making fun of Dipper's voice, but they're just kind of having good fun with it. And Dipper is starting to really not like the sound of his own voice because it cracks.
It's puberty.
It's puberty.
My voice still cracks. Mm-hmm. And I'm 25.
So Dipper goes, he's venturing through the town where he stumbles upon Old Man McGucket, occasional inventor and full-time crazy person, who says that he's been experimenting with some voice-altering kind of potions or formula or whatever, that because his voice is terrifying. Meanwhile, small children is crying because he heard the voice of Fiddleford H. McGucket. Mm-hmm. So it is. He's a crazy old man. So he works out of a junkyard. He has a lab that's in like the hood of an old car.
Stranger danger.
We're in some like grade A stranger danger here. So he finds a formula. He gives it to Dipper. Dipper drinks it, and then the next morning he wakes up with like a radio announcer's voice.
Who was that?
I was just
like it sounds like a generic like guy radio voice, but I know it exists, and like I feel like there's like only like one or two people who could do that.
Mm-hmm. Do I know who this person is? A. Smith Harrison, who's an American voice actor and narrator. He has done many TV commercials and is the announcer of some kind of podcast. Cool. All right. Well, he's just like he's like a radio guy.
So like nothing?
Nothing that I think we would know him. Let me look on IMDb just to make sure.
IMDb.
A lot of voiceover work.
That does.
That's it. Some video games.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, because you're not a big video game person.
Nope.
He's the announcer on one of the episodes of Patriot Act with Hassan Minhaj.
Nope.
Yeah, just a lot of voiceover work that you definitely would not know. But it sounds like he's pretty good at it.
It kind of, I don't know why, but like, did you ever watch, like, how much Fresh Prince of Bel-Air did you ever watch?
A fair amount.
Do you know Hillary's, like, boyfriend? The one guy?
Oh, yeah. That guy.
He's actually, like, an incredibly talented guy.
Oh, really?
Well, he's, like, he does, like, oh my God. I think it's him. You know the Prince of Egypt?
Yeah.
You know he's a singer for the song, Look Through Your Life Through Heaven's Eyes. He sings that.
Oh.
He's got, like, a lovely voice.
Wow.
And I think he was in Glee where he's married to Jeff Goldblum.
Nice.
I think. I don't know.
If that is the same guy, who knows?
He's got a nice voice.
Good morning, Dipper. I did it. I did it. Now
They're just
I
making
have
Jason
a
Ritter
new
for a day.
voice. Ha ha ha. Morning, Mabel. Who's my favorite Mabel?
That Stranger Danger.
Brother, Dipper, I'll save you from this body-switching warlock.
Mabel, it's me. This.
Mabel, no like.
Why Mabel a cave person now?
How you diddly doing, Soos?
Kill him with fire!
I'll find Stan. He'll like my new voice.
No,
You'll see. I'll be right back after these messages. I mean, goodbye.
Oh, you're gonna
Grunkle
get so
Stan.
made fun of.
Grunkle Stan! Wait, no! McGucket, your invention was a catastrophe.
That's probably why I live in the dump.
He has a point.
My own sister
What if you're a big
didn't
working
recognize
robot at
me.
one point?
I scared away crowds.
I'm sure I can get a better voice in here somewhere.
Good. Hurry up.
Why would you keep
Now you're just in
taking...
time. Come sundown, you'd have reverted back to your ridiculous old voice.
It was ridiculous, wasn't it?
Dipper Pines, that's me.
This remix is dedicated to my brother. Dipper, your voice is one of a kind.
Aww.
Like remix.
Don't do it! Don't take drinks from creepy old men.
It's true.
Hey guys.
Oh, dude, you're back.
But anyway, Dipper wakes up with this radio, this good, deep
And
kind of
everybody
radio
just like
voice.
beats him.
And everyone is like, that is not the real Dipper, and then proceeds to try to beat the snot out of him, because obviously that's not the right Dipper. So, the whole thing goes, and Dipper uses the opportunity to prank call some people with his radio voice. But nobody really likes Dipper's new voice, even though it's nice and smooth and deep. So he ends up getting chased by one of the people that he Crank calls.
The one bouncer guy who has like a tattooed head and chin.
Forehead, chin. And so he runs back into Old Man McGucket, who says that he actually gave him the wrong formula because
that one's not permanent.
Yeah, it was temporary, and he has the permanent one. So Dipper has to make the decision whether to take the permanent voice-changing solution or to go back to his regular.
Well, he finishes the
voice.
recording that they made of his voice because Soos and Mabel made a recording.
Yeah, they made a recording. It's like a remix.
And then Mabel's like, your voice is one of a kind.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Aw,
they love each other.
They love each other." So Dipper decides that, you know what, he's had enough of this. He's going to go back to his regular voice. And he takes the rest of the formula and dumps it in Stan's coffee, which gives him a very sassy voice. I'm Grunkle Stan.
Do we know what that was?
That just sounded like Grey Delisle again.
Yeah.
Like I said, she does a lot of the voices on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Grey Delisle.
Okay.
Grey Delisle Griffin. She started a few years ago going back to Grey Delisle Griffin, and I always just call her Grey Delisle. So I apologize. I reckon you did get married.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, is that like her, like is Grey Delisle like not her actual last name, or she got married?
I'm pretty sure she got married.
Okay.
So that's that story.
Yeah.
That's our first vignette.
I kind of like that. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, that's fine. That definitely worked better as a short thing. If that went on for
most
longer,
of these
it would
work
be really
better
long.
as a short thing. Like I don't think these will work as like full length episodes.
Right? No, they wouldn't. So the next one is Soos's story, which is Soos's really great pinball story. Is that a good title? Do they have to be puns or whatever? Which is really good that they included that in the title. So basically, it's a story of there is a weird pinball machine in the basement of the Mystery Shack, Grunkle Stan's basement. Not the basement that has all that Grunkle Stan goes in, I think. It's just the regular basement, or else it wouldn't be that weird.
Well, how does he have more than one basement? Can you do that?
Maybe, I guess you can have like levels. Like the basement and the basement.
Is that a thing?
Sure.
I think I've only seen on The Sims when somebody's trying to do the kidnapping challenge.
Unless it's not in a basement, it's just in a room. But it feels like basement-like. That's where you'd put a pinball machine, right?
Well, you might have like a room for that.
A pinball room?
Yeah. I don't know.
We all should have a pinball room.
I'm not a big pinball person, honestly.
It's been a while since I did like any serious
it's
pinball.
Like, I like skee ball more. I'm good at skee ball.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I had Pokemon pinball for the Game Boy Color, not the one that came out with the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Color one, which you actually had to put a battery in the game pack. And nobody ever remembers those. So anyway,
what?
Just cashing in on that 90s nostalgia.
Wait, like not just like the game thing, you had to actually...
So you had like your Game Boy Color, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you had like your game pack, which was like the square thing. Some of the games for like the really early Game Boy Color, you actually needed to put like a AAA battery in the game pack itself. So instead of just being square, it had like a little bevel.
See, I only had a Game Boy Advance. Like ever.
Yeah, you didn't... Oh, no. I had all the cool systems.
I had a really good Harold game.
Did you really?
And like a solid Lizzie McGuire game. And also, you could play Game Boy Color games on the Game Boy Advance.
It's true.
I did have a Scooby-Doo game.
Very
I literally
nice.
remember Scooby-Doo, Hey Arnold, and Lizzie McGuire.
I played Pokemon. And only Pokemon. For the past 15 years of my life.
You dork. Did you play Pokemon Go?
Yeah. It sucks because I was actually out of the country when Pokemon Go came out.
You could still play in other countries.
Not if you don't have data. Bro. Data packages. So I was out of the country for the first like 2 weeks out in the US, and by the time I came back, it was like the hype had kind of died down. So like I missed like the initial like big hype that everyone had for Pokemon Go, and I'm really upset about that.
I remember like my dad bought it just because he heard, not buy it, it was free, but like he just got it because like he heard about it. So like I'm going on his phone, I was like, why do you Pokemon Go? And he's like, well, I heard about it. And I'm like, do you know what this is? And he's like, no. And I'm like,
the Pocket Monsters.
He's like, you want to explain to me? And I'm like, no.
No. I could talk about Pokemon all day long. Anyway.
Detective Pikachu.
I'm going to go see that, actually.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, I'm going to see it.
I mean, Pikachu, I love Pikachu. He's so cute, but it's really weird hearing Ryan Reynolds' voice.
That's true. I wish it was Danny DeVito.
Why would it be Danny DeVito?
Why not?
That'd still be weird.
It would be better. It would be weirder, so that would make it better. Anyway.
Gravity Falls.
I spy with my little eyes.
So it's just a bunch of like short Gravity Falls episodes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
For Soos.
How are they gonna get out of the bottomless pit though?
That's why you have to keep watching.
No.
Dipper's Bane is funny.
Really? Okay. This story is called Soos's Really Great Pinball Story. Is that a good title? They have to be like puns or whatever? Tilt! Bullseye!
Yay!
Nothing can possibly go wrong here.
The best moment of my life.
Is it a magic
Totally
pinball
beats my old
machine?
best moment. Nah, that's the normal amount of green lightning.
Why do we have a possessed pinball machine?
Why not? It's Gravity Falls.
Why is Mabel Native American?
Flushed
It's Western
exclamation
theme.
of wonder.
But you couldn't give her like a cute little Annie. I mean, I'm fine with that, but like, you know.
Food, if
I
this
mean,
is a
Mabel
dream,
can
I
do no
never
wrong.
wanna wake up.
It's true.
Where are you? I'm not done teaching you a lesson about cheating yet.
How are we ever gonna get out of here? Think, guys.
I'm trying.
Cheat.
It's hard with that gorgeous pinball wench distracting me. Are either of you good at jumping up and down and making annoying noises?
My time has come.
All right, let's go, Soos.
Mabel, save the day.
According to this, turning off the power erases the high score permanently. That score is like my one big life accomplishment.
Zeus priorities.
Hurry up, we could die in here.
Fair point, but what is life anyway when compared to the immortality of a high score?
Soos,
Not
are you
wrong.
out
That's a
of
good
your
point.
There
That's
y'all
fair.
are. Get ready to meet your maker, kids. My maker is Ballway Games in Redmond, Washington.
Why do they make evil pinball games?
Why not?
What are they holding on to? Listen, Zeus, we know you got the high score.
We know. So there's this pinball machine somewhere in the Mystery Shack. It's funny because I'm reading it because I thought it was the basement because it just looked like a basement, but then it doesn't actually say it on the wiki.
I
So
think
I'm
most
like,
rooms
oh,
in the Mystery Shack look like a basement.
it's true. 'Cause
And not even like,
they're kind of musty like that.
well, like a bad basement, because like your basement's quite nice.
Thank you. Everyone, welcome to my parents' basement. So anyway, Soos is really into this pinball game, and he's so close to getting the high score. He's really working hard at it. And so when he wins, he gets to get first place, and it's going to be a huge accomplishment for him. But the game is almost impossible to beat, so they cheat by tilting the machine and getting it to go where they want it to get that high score.
Which, like, I mean, if nobody's gonna really be like paying attention, and like, who cares?
But the machine cares because the machine is haunted.
Because of course it is.
Because of course it is. It's Gravity Falls. And the Mystery Shack. So the pinball machine pulls them into the game, so it shrinks them down, and then it basically makes them, fight for their lives.
That's about it.
That's it. And so they have to.
That's like pretty much it.
So they have to just find a way to turn off the machine.
Which like Zeus finds a way, but
But he pauses because his priorities are not in order. We find a lot in this show that people's priorities are not necessarily always in the right order.
like, yeah, like you might want something, but like if it's worth your life, then no.
Right. So the thing is, they can turn off the machine, but it erases all the data. So and Soos really wants that win. It's one of the best things he's ever accomplished, and so he needs that win. But in order to save the lives of Dipper and Mabel, he turns it off,
Hooray! The end.
and that's it.
That's it.
That's
That
Soos'
was a
story.
kind of meh.
I can't believe this nonsense. Magic tonics, Soos winning at something? Where do you come up with this stuff? I'll tell
You know, if there is a
good
bottom,
story.
how do you get back
It's
up?
called Grunkle Stan wins the football bowl. Thanks, beautiful woman, but I couldn't have done it without my sidekick, Footbot.
Thank you for building me, Daddy. I love you, Stan.
A very true story.
Come on,
Ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Dumb.
What? That story was great.
No.
I even-
And
what was Stan's story?
So Stan, he's kind of complaining. He's like, you guys are telling some wild stories. Like, this stuff isn't true, which is so funny because I love Stan's denial of like any weird stuff that goes on ever as he's falling down a bottomless pit.
I keep wondering, like, why. I'm like curious about why he keeps denying it. Because, like, A, it's a secret room. B, he's lived here for God knows how long. So he must have seen something weird.
Mm-hmm. You would think, right? So it's like, why is he so like? I'm like, Stan, you do realize that maybe this stuff could be real because you're currently falling down.
No, I think no. He knows that it's real. I'm sticking to the theory. He knows that it's real. For some reason, he's denying it. I don't know why yet, but like, I feel like I'm right about this.
Why do you think he would be denying it?
I don't know. That's the point. I don't know why he is yet, but I feel like he is. Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm going to find out by the end of the show, hopefully.
Maybe. So,
it's just something to do with the room.
So Stan decides he's just going to make up his own story. It's called Grunkle Stan Wins the Football Bowl.
Right. He just won a game.
So Stan wins the big game. And everybody loves him. He has a giant trophy and a pretty girl.
The end.
And also he has a robot friend. He threw the robot in there for the kids.
The end.
And that's it. And then we finish up with Mabel's story, which is called Truth Ache.
Easy with that bear, Corduroy. I need him in showroom condition.
No.
That's my wife.
So let me get this straight. Your plan is to teach this bear to ride a bicycle?
Nah, come on. Everyone's seen a bicycle riding bear. No. I'm gonna teach this bear to drive. And the yellow light means speed up. Uh-oh.
Can you give a bear a ticket?
Is that right? Then where's your doctor's note?
Why, it's right here inside my jacket.
How old is Stan?
Dr. Medicine.
I can't argue with Dr. Medicine.
To the hospital, honey pants.
Susan, how old is Stan?
It's a good question. I know it's out there.
Uncle Stan,
I'll
how
have to
could
read
you
it on
lie
the-
to those policemen?
But I bet Soos has. You know how he likes to eat.
This is a dark day. Thanks, Grunkle Stan.
See? Greater good.
And he gets spaghetti. How?
Waddles, what am I gonna do about Grunkle Stan?
I don't know if her legs can hold up
You need
bottles.
to stop lying.
She's very
I
strong.
know, but how do
She's
we
very
stop
strong.
him?
That I
Maybe you should.
Which force upon the wearer an inability to lie.
Why don't you just do like what they did in Liar Liar? What did they do in Liar Liar?
Forget.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
What happened to Dipper's spaghetti plate?
I ate it because I have little to no concern for other people's possessions or emotions. That was strangely candid. Almost as if I'm unable to lie. Well, good night.
Good night.
And that is I really so Stan is a pathological liar. And
really?
Yeah, and that really upsets Mabel sometimes because he lies to some people maybe he shouldn't be lying to, like the cops. I love this opening where Grunkle Stan, Dipper, Mabel are all kind of hanging around, and they get this bear, and Stan decides to teach the bear how to drive. So he decides to teach the bear how to drive. Because when the police pull him over, he says that it is his his seeing eye bear,
Like a service bear?
yes,
That must be a thing now.
his service bear,
So there's like so many service animals nowadays.
right?
Did you see that ever video? Like somebody has service peacock?
No,
Oh, they were trying to bring it on a plane.
oh,
Like if I was on that plane, I would just be like, nope.
sir, that is my emotional support peacock.
What? I don't get how peacocks can be emotional support.
Because they're pretty.
Like apparently nowadays you can just like get like a jacket that says service dog on it or like service animal, and I'm just like,
Right.
that doesn't seem helpful to people who actually need them.
Probably not.
I don't get how peacocks are helpful. They're dickheads, I think.
I don't know. Have you ever met one? Why are you assuming things? Do you know? Are you just going off
You know
the
my
stereotypes?
fears?
That's true. That's fair. That's fair.
I did actually I don't know if I almost got attacked by a peacock, but like I was like in the zoo and like there was prairie dogs and near them was a peacock and the peacock was just kind of, I've heard they're and like it was like almost near me and I bolted.
Oh, yeah.
I think I've heard the peacocks aren't nice though.
I would believe you, actually.
I think that's true.
Probably.
Yeah.
So after the incident with the bear, I like how Stan writes a note that basically says, Stan is sick by Dr. Medicine.
We have to believe Dr. Medicine.
Mabel is very uncomfortable with how much Stan lies, so she uses the journal to find something that might fix that. So she finds that somewhere in the forest there is some truth-telling teeth that she can use that would help Stan to stop lying. So she gets the teeth, switches them out with Stan's fake teeth, and then he just starts telling the truth about
I find it
everything.
interesting that he doesn't realize he's only telling the truth, or he's like kind of confused by it.
Right.
I kind of wanted that like liar, liar, like Jim Carrey scene where he's like, what is it? Oh no, it was like the pen was like a certain. I think the pen. He had like a red pen in his hand. He was trying to lie, saying the pen was blue, but he couldn't because this kid made a wish. And he's like the pen. It was. That was a good movie. Liar, Liar's a good movie. I don't really remember much of it, but it's like a solid movie.
It's a solid movie. So
Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls.
And go to the bathroom without washing my hands.
Oh.
Well, that was disturbing.
Don't worry, Dipper. The truth is always a good thing.
Is it?
Hey, everybody! Look at this guy's abnormal and unattractive face!
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Doing my taxes.
Grunkle Stan, why did you write this?
Because I regularly commit massive tax fraud.
Might want to tuck that one away there.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no!
Look, everyone, it's Alex Hirsch.
Sometimes I think, is this all there is?
Huh?
Is life just some kind of horrific joke without a punchline? That we're all just biding our time until the sweet, sweet release of death?
I mean, like, he's not wrong.
You make children cry.
Kids!
You better have a darn good explanation for this.
Oh, and I do. You see, I lied to you. In addition, I've been parking in handicapped spaces, shoplifting fireworks, and smuggling endangered animals across multiple state lines. Also, you're fat.
Is all this true?
No!
No, it's not true. Right, Mabel?
Why?
I have to be completely and totally honest with you. Our great uncle Stan is
Lie, Mabel, lie!
Stan is secretly a crime fiction writer. He's never committed a crime in his life. Also, have you lost weight?
Finally, someone noticed.
Wow, an author! Can you teach me how to read?
What?
Writers, we have to find a place to get rid of these.
And now here we
and
are.
I never saw that box full of magical teeth again.
Stan just keeps telling the truth about just about everything, which at first, isn't a problem. Isn't a huge problem because Stan, but he's done a lot of stuff that's wrong. So when the truth starts to come out, everyone starts to get a little annoyed by it.
Also, he just he's like way too honest because like he's basically telling he's making fun of people also.
Right, like a customer comes into Mystery Shack and Stan has to point out how ugly his face is.
Which that's not even like lying. That's just like being a dick.
That is being a dick. And he tells the kids that he doesn't wash his hands after using the bathroom, which is bad. Wash your hands. Thank you. That was my PSA of the day. Wash your hands. So all of Stan, he just has zero filter and he's just blurting out the truth at every moment. He's filling out his tax forms and he just writes, "I commit major tax fraud" on the forms.
And Dipper's like,
we're gonna not tell people that we did that. So Dipper has to try to convince Mabel that sometimes it's not always bad to tell lies sometimes or just not be honest. Like telling the truth is good, but sometimes you just.
I think the priority is like if somebody can do something about something at that point, you tell them the truth about a situation, a specific thing. Like I think if it's like if you're going out with somebody and they say, "Do I look good in this outfit?" and they can change right away, you tell them the truth and say yes. But if we're already out and somebody asks, you lie and say yes because you can't do anything.
Word. So the police show back up and they say, "Hey, there is no Dr. Medicine here in Gravity Falls. You were obviously lying." And Stan starts admitting to a bunch of illegal things that he has done because Stan does a lot of illegal stuff. Just like a lot of illegal stuff.
Yes.
So it comes to the point where Mabel has to jump in and she has to lie to cover it up to make sure that Stan doesn't get arrested for all the terrible, horrible things that he has done. Mabel, they have to force him to take the teeth out, and then she puts it into the box and throws it into the bottomless pit.
And then
that is where they are. So what she was throwing into the bottomless pit at the beginning.
Was it just the teeth? Because you don't think you need the big of a box for just teeth.
She was making sure. She was being...
That's true.
So what she threw in there at the beginning of the episode was the teeth. So the story has actually been going on the whole time. And now they're back. And they're wondering, how does the story end?
And they see a bright light.
Guys, do you see that?
Is it a bottom?
Oh, what is that?
Oh no! Where are we going?
Look good.
Oh.
Maybe this is one story we should keep to ourselves.
Agreed.
We'll be fine.
It's true.
There he is. I love it.
Isn't it?
That's it.
This is stupid.
I agree. Then they
spits him back out.
Yeah. No time passes. So
the pit is a mystery. But how many mysteries do we have in Gravity Falls? It's a lot.
Yes. And then Stan falls back in.
Stan trips, falls back in, and the whole end credit scene is just him being angry that he's in there.
Yeah.
And that's where he is the rest of the series. Good night, everybody.
Well, no, I'll come back up in like 22 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
So that is Bottomless Pit. What did you think of this episode?
That was fine.
Yeah?
I kind of liked it better than Boss Mabel. Mm-hmm. But like, and it's just like kind of like, it's solid. It's a solid episode.
Mm-hmm. It was. I like the, so I like the short stories are fun. So it's good because some of these, wouldn't have worked with longer formats, but they're just fun stories. Mm-hmm. We can talk about the part where Stan, while they're watching TV, and Stan has like a really deep line about, he gets a little existential for a moment. He's like, is this all there is? And that like traumatizes the kids, but that's a really good line.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Also forgot to talk about chip crackers.
Oh, yes.
So like, are they like textured like a cracker, mm-hmm. but they're made of like potatoes, and so like they taste like a potato chip?
What are they called? Like it doesn't even say it at the.
Or what are those like Cheez-It things? Like they say is like a chip, but it's like a cracker. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Those Cheez-It things.
Yeah.
I can go for some Cheez-Its right now that we're talking about Cheez-Its.
I'm not a big cheese. Like I like them. I prefer if I need to choose like my cheese crackers. Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna go Goldfish. Like because there's like way too much of a cheese taste in Cheez-Its for me.
Oh, okay.
Like that's like a lot, so you can't eat a lot of them at one point.
I can. But
there's
I don't
like
have
too
any.
much. Like I need to like have like a lot of water with that. With like Goldfish, I can eat a ton, and I'm like I'm good.
You're good. That's fair. Yeah, the cheese. I wish that I don't see it on the wiki here.
It's fine.
Like I said.
Also, Cheez-Its has like those like Parmesan Cheez-Its. I think they're.
Have I had those?
I don't know. They're the white ones.
Oh, I thought that was white cheddar.
Maybe it's white cheddar. I'm probably wrong. You're probably right.
I don't know. It's been a while though, so I am not a Cheez-It
connoisseur.
Yes, I'm not a Cheez-It expert.
That's fair.
Aficionado. So we know.
What are the fun facts of this episode?
I know. I'm like looking at the trivia. I'm like trivia. As of this episode, the design of Stan's fez has been retconned. The new design has a.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, it's different.
Now it's like a fish eating a thing.
Yeah, basically looks like a little Pac-Man guy.
Why did they? Because the first one kind of reminded me of communism, so like I'm kind of.
Yeah, maybe that's why they had to change it. I don't know. It doesn't actually say why.
Were the communists upset?
I would think the communists would be overjoyed. Although Stan is quite the capitalist, so maybe that gives the wrong message. So the opening sequence has also been changed to reflect that.
They changed the hat thing?
Yeah, they changed the hat.
Okay. Is that it? Mm-hmm. For fun facts?
No.
Oh.
Let's see. Stan is revealed to have committed tax fraud, smuggling endangered animals over borders, and faking doctor's notes. Yeah, that doesn't surprise anyone.
You're acting like I think the most thing that's surprising is the animal thing. Like, I'm not surprised by tax fraud.
Yeah, that sounds about right for Stan. Let's see. And the cryptogram at the end credits reads, next up, Footbot 2, Grunkle's Revenge.
I don't really care that much about Footbot, though.
This is the first use of the A1Z26 cipher. So if you notice, it wasn't a bunch of letters. It was actually a bunch of numbers in a row. So it's basically like 1 is A, 26 is Z, so on and so forth.
Oh.
So that's that. I thought there was also a code in... I thought I saw something... You know when they're in the pinball machine? I thought there was something, I saw like a code somewhere, but it's not in here, so I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I don't have enough time to do the research for it. So, it will continue to be a mystery. Unless you know, then leave us a comment below.
Speaking of comments.
Is it time for a comment corner, Dara?
It's time for comment corner. That wasn't a good song.
You know what? I appreciate the effort, though. Let's see.
Make a comment corner song in GarageBand.
All right, it is time for a comment corner. We're going to read some comments. We've gotten a lot of comments.
Thanks.
Since we last recorded. Thank you, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. And we're going to try to start with the right comments. Because
as we said, we are great at keeping track of what comments we read.
Listen, we're really good at keeping track of that. So I apologize if we missed your comment. You'll just have to leave us another one, and then we'll get to it.
If you say, hey, you missed my comment, here's the episode, and we miss it, we'll make sure we get to it.
We'll make sure we get it.
We try to be caring.
Or maybe you just left a really bad comment, and you should just leave better comments. We'll read your comment.
We're simple folk.
We are simple folk. Ooh. Let's see. So I'm going to read a handful today, and then our next episode we'll read some more. So like we always record these in advance. We don't usually read all of them at one time. So if you don't hear yours today, don't get discouraged. I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah. Unless we forgot.
In which case we apologize. So this is, let's see. Oh, this is a comment from our first Gravity Falls review. This is from Shornforce, who gives some links to some dipper hats.
Yeah, I think that one didn't actually pop up because there's links.
Yeah.
But I checked them and they're legit, so.
Oh.
Yeah, because you wanted a dipper hat.
Yeah, I like this dipper hat. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's like a thing of like if you actually put links into the comments, it's not going to pop up.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, which is a shame because I appreciate this. These are some good.
Well, you can find them. They just won't pop up in like the public video. So you just go to like the comment section and you're fine.
Yeah, well, I'm in the YouTube studio.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Go to there and then you can find them.
Right. And here is a comment from our Irrational Treasure video that I thought I read on the show, but I don't think I did. So if I read it twice, it's not a big deal. Come on. This is from Emmett McFly 55, a nice Back to the Future reference, who gives a timestamp of 7:42 and says, "Hey, isn't this a bit of a spoiler?"
Was it? I don't.
It's in. Oh, this is a good one because I don't want to bring it up because. Guys, just go back and watch. This is Irrational Treasure 742. I make mention of a thing that's pretty innocuous now, but gets revealed to be something else later.
Which kind of just like went over my head. So.
Yeah, totally went over your head. And I'm kind of happy, but I'm also like, oh, I wish you kind of caught that because there's two things that don't really match up or make sense. So it's not really a spoiler in the context because I just stated how it was in the episode. But if I talked more about that and how it was kind of weird and didn't make sense, then it would have been a spoiler. So you'll just have to, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back, watch that episode and see what I mentioned. And I'm kind of excited to get to that when we cross that point. So
okay.
That whole thing didn't make any sense to Dara, or probably anyone else who has no idea what I'm talking about. But, Emmett, I got you.
I didn't. No.
Some more comments from our Irrational Treasure review. This is by Thunderplunk, and it says, "Loving your reactions." Thank you. Dara, since you were wondering why so much weird stuff happens in Gravity Falls, do you have any theories as to what might be behind it?
I have one. It's not an actual theory.
Yeah.
It's just like an idea. And like, I don't actually know if this is like the name of this theory, but like I kind of took it from like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's just like the Hellmouth theory.
Okay.
Where it's like, And I'm assuming there's just something like weird at the center of Gravity Falls, which I'm assuming might be in the secret room.
Okay.
And the thing with like the Hellmouth and Buffy was that like, I mean, it's not. This isn't really. I know we're gonna watch Buffy eventually, but that's not much of a spoiler because like in the pilot.
Yeah.
So like that's like the main thing. We're all like that's like the main crux of it, and just like other stuff is just drawn to that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That like there's like this like weird thing.
Yeah.
There's one weird thing that like maybe something weird like bad or good or whatever's in there, and it draws everything else in.
Interesting.
I think it's called the Hellmouth theory, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's Buffy. I don't know because I haven't seen Buffy.
I just think Buffy's one of the first ones that did it. We're gonna watch Buffy eventually,
and I'm looking forward to it.
Buffy's such a good show.
Yeah. So thank you for that comment. I like when you guys ask us questions because then we actually get to talk and discuss things. So
yeah,
that's cool. So thank you, Thunderplunk. We appreciate it. Next comment is from Wombat Aldebaran. I almost said Alderon, but that is not correct. And this person says on our Irrational Treasure video, this is one of my all-time favorite episodes. Also, Quentin Tremblay is the reason why marrying woodpeckers is legal in Gravity Falls. He also declared the Finders Keepers law, which gives the person who finds something, including the papers to a car or house, the legal owning rights. Which
Why would you want to marry a woodpecker, though?
I don't know. I was like really looking for an answer. Then I'm like, well, I guess.
I think you're trying to make a joke, but couldn't think of one.
Yeah, just some people want to do that. So thank you for bringing up the Finders Keepers law because we might.
That's a funny law.
Yes, we might come into that, encounter that later.
I'll find a sewing machine in here, and then it's mine.
Hey, wait! Don't steal my sewing machine. You can't even sew, Dara.
That's true. I can't.
You have no use.
I can knit.
Yes, marrying woodpeckers is legal in Gravity Falls, which is interesting. I really like this comment. This is from our first reaction, first episode that says from Jalen Harvey that says, "Haha, she had no idea he was a couple of gnomes."
Listen. Who's gonna expect gnomes? He looked like a dude. I don't think it has any. Because I saw like one reaction. It was like on this like channel that I watched. It was like Irish people react to stuff, and they were watching Gravity Falls, and like they had the same reaction. Like you don't expect gnomes. He looked like a zombie. I'm gonna assume zombie, and if it's something different, I'm not gonna think gnomes.
It's true, but that is one of the reasons why I love Gravity Falls.
Is that why that's the thumbnail for that video?
You finding the gnomes. I just think it's a good picture. Oh, you just being like, ah.
Well, there's a little bit of you just like staring at me, smiling, just like, ha.
Listen, I think it's a good thumbnail.
It is.
So then our next comment I have here. I'm just gonna read a couple more, and this is from the guy who wants to dub comics. We've been watching you. You've been commenting on a lot of our stuff
recently.
We see you. Yes. So thanks for watching our vids. We appreciate it. And this one says, I never saw this channel, but now I need to watch it for the rest of my life. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. You can also watch other stuff. We won't hate you if you decide, watch a good TV show or a sports game, but also watch our videos too. We appreciate it when people watch.
Well, you can still watch like channels for the rest of your life as well as watching other stuff. Like I do that.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot of good YouTube channels out there.
We're just like downing ours.
I was gonna say I'm not saying they're as good as ours, but there's some good ones. But I think ours should probably be. You're right to put it at the top of your list. Because later you also commented best channel ever, and like listen, you're not like wrong. Thank you. I also have another comment from Emmett McFly55, which is a spoiler comment, so I don't want to read it. It's not really a spoiler, because, it's tricky, because this is from our Time Traveler's Pig reaction, and I was so hoping that somebody would comment on this, because I had such a struggle figuring out how to bring this up when it came up in the episode. But go look on that comment.
Was that was that like a bit where he said foreshadowing? Or is that another video?
That was well, this is the video where I said foreshadowing, but it wasn't. No, I didn't point out the specific part that was foreshadowing when we reviewed it.
Yeah, I know.
But this is Emmett McFly points out a thing where I'm like, go read that comment because it's good. And I had so much trouble trying to figure out how to talk about it.
Did you tell me there was a spoiler? Because I don't even remember seeing that comment. Which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, I told you that episode people might bring up a thing that they might be a little more open about one of the things that I really didn't want you to see. So that way...
We appreciate it, but remember, guys, no spoilers.
Or say you're going to put a spoiler.
Say spoiler, and then I won't read it, or even if with our other shows, like... That should be a rule. We'll make this rule. We'll make this decree now.
Oh, okay.
For our comments. If you're
royal decree.
Try no spoilers for shows. However, if you're going to... put spoiler alert so that the person who was the first will not read it.
Yeah, and I
put it first. Say spoiler. Like, you can make like a fun comment if you're gonna leave a spoiler, like space spoiler alert space comment.
Yeah, and we do appreciate the comments. Please comment. If you can tag your spoilers. I do try to see the comments before Dara sees them, so I can be like, hey, don't read that one. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna call it there today with reading the comments.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think we're going to call it there. So, if we didn't get to your comment...
we'll get to it next time.
Yeah. So, I started reading those in the order that they were left. So, if you left any before some of those comments, that means we may have missed them, and that's my fault. So sorry. But if not, it's coming. Don't worry about it. And that's about all the time I think we have for today, unless you have anything else to say, Dara.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Whew. You left me on the edge there. So,
the Bottomless Pit.
Yes. Thank you for watching this episode of First Reaction, Fan Reaction. If you're like, listen, these are the coolest people I've ever internet met in my life. One, you'd be right. Two, we have social media.
Internet met's not a thing because they haven't actually met us.
You've met us by clicking on our video.
Yeah.
You might feel us. You've welcomed us into your viewing space. However, is that really... You should clean up around here. If you like us, you can follow us on a variety of social media. We are on Facebook on Witty Close Productions. You can follow us on Twitter at Witty Close. If you are listening to us on the iTunes, we have a YouTube channel.
Are they listening to us on the iTunes?
Sometimes they listen to us on the iTunes. Sometimes not.
We do need to update that a bit.
We need to update. I've been working on it. So we are on iTunes. We're Witty Close Productions. We are on YouTube. Hello. You can see my face if you're watching on YouTube. We are Witty Close Productions on there. And we also have a Patreon if you want to throw some money our way.
We would do this whole time and actually remember which comments we read.
Yeah. We would just have more time dedicated to figuring out how time works. Still a little iffy on that. We need Witty Close on there.
We need the guy, Blandon. From the year
2012. So follow us for more jokes. Leave us comments. Tweet at us. We always want to hear what you got to say, and we love your comments. We do read them on the show.
Have we gotten any tweets recently? Because we haven't read any.
It's been a while since we got a tweet, so change that.
We pay attention to Twitter, and by we I mean Cailin.
Yes, I am on Twitter more than I would like to be.
I do the Facebook mainly, so you can leave comments there, and we'll find them.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that is all the time we have for today. Join us next time. We're still talking about Gravity Falls. Episode 15, The Deep End, and episode 16, Carpet Diem. All right, I'm Cailin Clothier.
I'm Dara Whitman.
Peace.
I think we're good.
We're good. So it was right before Valentine's Day, I think, was the last time we recorded. Okay, so anything...
Oh, yeah, because I said we have each other for Valentine's Day, and I made you try La Croix.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read anything from 1 month ago. Did we read the one? Yeah. Did we read the one about somebody asked us about Kim Possible? I think we read that one on the show.
Did
right?
we?
I think we...
I don't remember.
Oh, shit!
We're so good at our job, aren't we?
I think we did read I think it's all the ones after the Kim Possible, because I swear we read that one.
If we didn't read it, and I'm gonna keep, and if I keep this in, we have seen Kim Possible. It's a brilliant show.
Yes.
Did you see the movie?
No. Did you see the movie?
No.
The live action one?
Do we want to?
I'm kind of curious, but also I don't want to.
It doesn't sound good, but Pat Oswalt's in it for a bit, because apparently he voiced the character.
Who?
I think it's Professor Dementor. Yeah.
Who's Professor Dementor?
The guy, I barely remember. But, like, I think he had, like, a mask on, and he kind of sounded, I'd say maybe. It was, like, Draken's enemy.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, shit.
Also, do you remember Dee and Amy?
Yes.
That's Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, no kidding. Ah, Small world. Okay.
God, now I want to watch Kim Possible. Is it anywhere?
It's gotta be somewhere. Well, it's probably coming to the new Disney Plus. However,
That's
we feel
a good
about
topic
that.
for the random episode.
Oh, that's a good topic.